It's good to see you again after all this time, Carmela.
You too.
Why don't you tell us what happened since the resurrection?
So over the course of 40 days, I met Jesus face to face, and he's everything the people spoke about him. I became close with the disciples too, getting to know Peter, and I can say he's probably my favorite out of the 11, but don't tell Andrew. We all went through the town as witnesses to Jesus. He performed miracles, sharing the good news, doing many of the things he had done prior to his death on the cross. So much happened within those 40 days. I doubt all the libraries in the world could cover all the miracles that happened. By that point, there were over 100 people consistently following Jesus. On one of the last days of his presence here on earth, he spoke about a calling. What we have to do to carry his message. We had to go out and train others in the scriptures, teach them about what he did for us, and then baptize them. He continued to tell us what would happen to people who didn't know about Jesus Christ. Death. The very thing I felt like I deserved. For so long, I followed the wrong people, and I still do something bad occasionally, and I think I'll do something bad every day for the rest of my life. Realizing how perfect Jesus is showed me how much I needed his help. How much I needed true purpose. While others bowed and prayed and sang, I couldn't bring myself to worship Jesus. All this doubt flooding my mind, and the thought of praising Jesus made me feel so wrong, fake, unworthy. Then one day, Jesus and the disciples left. They were gone for some time, and when the disciples came back, some of them were crying. And Jesus was no longer with them. Some asked where he went, and Peter just looked at the sky. He couldn't deny it. He said, he's been taken up to be with his Father. Many of us began to cry, but the disciples remained strong even in their tears. They spoke as if Jesus himself was speaking through them. All was as God designed. It was all foretold in the scriptures. Now we had a mission. We had a responsibility. We had to go and share the good news, because if we didn't, the people of the earth were damned. In that moment, I chose to worship God. I could worship because I had to. I'm confident now because I know what I have to do. I have a Savior. I have a purpose. I am the Doorkeeper.